You're back, and just in time for Game 4 as FlyQuest Academy take on FOXA Academy, where FOXA will be welcoming Lolo back to the starting roster.
It'd be really good
Didn't
at
really
welcoming
leave, to be
me
honest.
back from a time travel. You're back! I'm like, yeah. But who else is back? It's Lolo, as he was playing in LCS just 2 weeks ago, and now he's back to Academy, winning 2 games back-to-back right there. Very impressive out of him, so leveling up his gameplay today up against Engo and FlyQuest. However, these are 2 teams still looking to find their groove because so far it has not been all sunshine for them. Really struggling, especially in the FlyQuest department, which were very fortunate to pick up that second win against Echo Fox Optic.
It was Optic.
Yesterday.
You made it. Now let's jump into the starting lineup. Starting on the blue side, it is FlyQuest Academy. In the top, Engo. In the jungle, Maxi. Mid laner, Strompest. Bot, Eri. Support, JJ. And Coach Mango.
And over on the red side, it's Echo Fox Academy with the top laner Lorlo, Panda in the jungle, Yasui in the mid lane, Lost playing bot, and his support Phil, all wrapped up by the coach Mabry.
And you know, Echo Fox starting to move some pieces around. We have got Mike Young, of course, will be joining the starting roster there. But Echo Fox have shown, you know, some willingness to move players around. They had Lost and Yasui in earlier on in the split. So I think, again, another team that's maybe trying to use their Academy roster and use, you know, the 5 subs that team represents, maybe a little bit more fluidly, both between LCS and, of course, here in Academy.
And that willingness to let go of players as well, because obviously if Rush was eligible for LCS, was eligible for Academy as well, no longer part of the Echo Fox organization. So it looks like it's going to be all Panda and Mike Young from now, which, hey, we might even see a stint where Mike Young returns to Academy every once in a while and plays for Fox Academy.
Comes back to beat up Team Liquid.
Right?
All right, we'll see what
like I knew how to take them apart.
All right, we'll see what happens now in the draft. It is Yuumi and Aurelia continuing to get banned away as FlyQuest take them off the blue side. And Karma also perma-banned, which that one comes highly recommended. Sona also seeing very little time in the sun.
Yeah, we don't want to see those supporting heroes, champions, whatever. They're no one's heroes. They're no one's heroes, all right? They're champions in League of Legends. All
right, well, 10 seconds. Nope, not needed. Yasuo banned away as well. Starting to see, again, some standardized bans here. I never thought I'd see Yasuo as a standard ban, but starting to creep up into that status, it feels like.
It's especially bannable from blue side, which is why it's so crazy, because it's not that Yasuo on his own is amazing, it's that the red side can take him in the first 2 picks. That is the pain for a lot of these teams, that you can't take it away in the first rotation, so you just have to get rid of one part. And banning Gragas is not necessarily a solution, because you still have Nautilus, you still have Jarvan that can work with him. Hey, you might even be able to make it work with Zac, who now had his ultimate reversed.
Well, this is straightforward stuff here for FlyQuest. Actually, last ban Aatrox there for Fox, so that'll be the Sejuani taken away there by FLYA. We usually see these traded back and forth, but no such option here for Echo Fox. We'll see what they do want to take here for their first 2 picks.
My gut says somebody wants Lux here, but the Tom can't. Normally, we've seen this lane out of either Olay in the bottom lane or with Sona, so I'm curious to see if Fox has something crazy going on. If they found another combination that's kind of like TK Sona, then we might see the beginnings of innovation, but I'm really getting far ahead of myself here, because that's just what I want to see.
Yeah, well, kind of curious, and there's the Jarvan for Panda, so kind of taking the other standard jungler at the moment. I think maybe a little bit worse than Sejuani overall, because Sejuani is just so good, but very serviceable pick here and doesn't give too much away, as Fox will kick the draft back over to FlyQuest.
If Sejuani had no passive, she'd still be better than Jarvan.
It's pretty good. Continuing the FLYA theme, there's Braum and there's Ezreal.
Oh, Glacials. Right? I know that much.
Ah, that's true. Double Glacial. I'm going to guess, like, Ranger Noble, maybe? Is that what Ezreal would be? Don't know. We'll keep things going as Crumbs is shaking his head at me.
I still got to learn TFT. I got to learn it.
That's all right.
I know the genre. That
true.
counts for something.
Certainly does. And Siva was the pick all along here for Lost. So nothing too crazy. We assume that Siva Time Kench is the bot lane, and we'll see how the rest of the draft kind of pans out for now.
Yeah, now the bans are all what's going to come out, because both teams have already selected the same roles.
Yeah, that's true.
What's going to make things a little interesting. So it's now banning out the solo laners, and Fox Academy is going to walk away with the victorious last pick. Having counter-picking solo lanes, really big deal. We're looking at a lot of magic damage at the very least from one of these roles, so most likely it is going to be Yasuo, but this is the guy that was busting out Pyke top just 2 weeks ago, so, sorry, Pyke mid. So he might have a few things up his sleeve, considering that last time they did it, it was with the Sivir as well, allowing her to take the mid lane, shove out continuously, and him picking all sorts of random shenanigans.
Well, there's Nico banned and Cassio continuing to rise up in priority. This looks to me like they're setting up to take Corki out of this phase, so I wonder if FlyQuest banned that away, and if not, how correct the read is there.
Yeah, Corki's not a champion that you're particularly worried about somebody taking. It just exists. You're like, all right, I'll deal with the Corki. Unless the guy just happens to be a maniac on him, there's really not something that you want to deny or you want to lane into. It just happens. And they lock it away, but there's still options against Corki. Right? You can still play all your standard mages. It's not like Corki's a lane bully. He's just a champion that scales.
Yeah, I like it too. I mean, TF being banned is nice. I think if the teams play Twisted Fate, you probably want to take it away from them, especially if they play it well. And I think FlyQuest's success yesterday hinged a lot on just them picking a very solid, straightforward comp that they could succeed with. So I'm kind of hoping for more of that. I like, again, the teamfight emphasis here between the Sejuani and Braum, and now the Vladimir being added. But we'll see what FlyQuest's last pick is here. Gonna need another solo laner, likely a top laner. So I'm expecting Strumpest to be the one that wants the Vlad here.
It'd be cool if they could get another laner that could be flexed around. And okay, Gnar is not going to be that guy, so you can't flex the Gnar. Already committing to that Vladimir. But the options against Gnar, Yasuo is obviously one of the best.
Yeah, that would be great, but that one's banned.
So instead you go with the free farm, and now you have 3 damage threats. So this is very similar to what we saw in Game 1, where I believe it was 100 Thieves against TSM Academy that TSM was running the Corki and the Sivir, yet without a damage option in the top lane because they had a Shen, they just were out of options. But now that you're running a Gangplank, Jarvan can go gank top, there's a lot of opportunity there, and you kind of feel the same role that Shen does, affecting the map globally with the Gangplank ultimate. So this is really TSM's composition, but improved.
Yeah, I mean, you have to think that we've seen teams just get more and more aggressive with how many carries or how many damage dealers they want to play. I mean, Fox, I think a pretty straightforward comp. I would say the same thing for FlyQuest. Both teams have good ways to kind of get things going, and I think for FlyQuest especially, keeping things simple is really important for your team. But one win has to feel pretty good from yesterday, and it looked relatively solid, kind of snowballing through the mid-game. Not going to take that much from them if they can keep it even and do the same thing. And all of a sudden, FlyQuest go from a team that was sitting in last to now maybe picking up wins, and for them, hopefully picking up momentum.
Right, the beginning of the win streak. That's what it is for them here. It's a solid composition. It just has nothing going on for it early. So making sure that you can get out of the early game is going to be a bit of an uphill battle. You just don't have a lot of damage.
Solid, but not interesting, which, you know, happens sometimes in League of Legends. I would say Fox's comp is kind of sitting in a similar spot, and after taking a loss earlier this week and getting kind of knocked out of the spot where they were in, wanting to make sure they maintain towards the top half of the standings.
Oh boy, 6 TPs, 2 spell books,
2
so that could
Kleptos.
actually be 8 TPs in this game. Plus a Tahm Kench global, somewhat global, so I'm going to say there's 9 teleports in this game.
It's gonna be a slow one then, I'm gonna have to guess, but we'll see.
You think so? You think TP indicates slowness?
We'll see. It depends how they use them. If everyone TPs to bot lane at 5 minutes in, I'll change my mind very quickly.
I want to see them all TP just somewhere else, right? Some random fight where everyone decides this is the fight to die on.
That'll be the most NA thing, right? Everyone just in mid lane. All right, Enko versus Lolo. Lolo with the early Qs. Again, had a pretty good run from Academy and LCS before the break.
So annoying, this Gangplank lane. Oh, using that Trial by Fire to get the most out of it. And between the grasps of the Undying, his sustain against Gnar is just going to be crazy. Because this is a Gnar that thought he was going to have a really easy lane. Because he's gone with Airy. And that's not something you see a lot. No.
Especially because Engo is much more of a, you know, we've seen his Poppy this split, which has looked really good. He's been known in past iterations of FlyQuest Academy to be just a really good enabling player. Certainly, in some ways, could be labeled as a tank player. But no, a bit of a different look, especially with something as aggressive as Airy. We'll have to see how it all shakes out as Airy and JJ just kind of keeping things relaxed here. Lost and Phil trying to get things pushed in. And Maxi just moving himself quickly towards level 3 as Panda's already gone back. Actually bought the second half of his jungle item. Wanting to really maximize his clear speed here, it seems.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't find the opportunity to gank in the bottom lane, so it chose to just base right away. This is not my favorite route. I actually detest going back to having an uncompleted jungle item because I think the spike you get from either a challenging smite or a blue smite is pretty big, but Strompa should have pool. This is a waste of time.
Yeah, Panda just going to get the cooldown, but doesn't really do much other than waste a little bit of his health and, as you said, some of his time. Wave's also pushing in, so Strumpets doesn't even have to worry too much about sticking around and getting ganked again. So Panda going to go back left and take down the Scuttle Crab instead. Maxi, though, has stayed out on the map, continuing to farm just a bit faster as a result of not taking that early back.
Lorlo is having the ball up here. Already pretty much perfect CS. That's a GP, so he's got even more gold. And if that wasn't enough, his counterpart is actually down about a wave.
And his jungler is covering for him, so it does feel like FOXA committing quite a lot to protecting this left side. And that does, of course, give Maxi strength on the bottom half of the map. But right now, he's just kind of farming things out. As we'll check back in. Looks like Eri and JJ have got things shoving, but I don't know what to think about these lanes. Sivir, Tahm Kench, Ezreal lanes always tend to be a little slow for my taste.
They're all super safe. I mean, there's not a lot of explosiveness out of this one.
There are zero ignites in this lane.
This one is damp, you know. Explosives don't work when it's damp.
We'll keep track of the farm and how it continues on, but so far so good in 2v2. Certainly more interested in seeing if Lolu can continue to bully here in this top lane. GP again, the faster he gets to those big ticket items, the happier he's going to feel. Engo does get a brief CS lead, a brief experience lead, sorry, I should say. Lolu still holding that wave advantage and actually just letting the wave push in. See if he can prep it up and get a nice big barrel for the extra gold off of Parlay. And Corki lanes, you mentioned it as well. Corki, not a particularly aggressive champion, really just wants to farm out most of his matchups. And I think Vlad's often pretty similar. I'm not expecting too many fireworks in mid lane either.
Yeah, this is the kind of game that really feels a lot more LCS-like. Whether that's for the better or for the worse, up to your personal taste. But this was definitely two teams trying to scale.
I think for FlyQuest, again, wanting to play kind of safe. Maybe Fox just feeling comfortable playing a little bit more standard. Certainly going to keep an eye on the junglers once more. Panda actually kept up in the jungle farm now, and has also gone back to get his Ruby Crystal. So Smite is online despite taking that early back at level 2 that you didn't like too much. And Yasui also TP'd back to mid lane. Does have a Hex Drinker for himself, wanting to stay safe against the potential all-ins from the Vlad.
And the GP continues to farm away, sorry. That's the guy that I'm most concerned about when I'm looking at it from FlyQuest Academy's perspective, because a Gangplank that gets away with a free lane is nothing to scoff at. This is someone that can just tend to kill your team without you even noticing.
And Guan Xin first as well, Lolo being a bit more aggressive with that first part of the Triforce. Does, of course, have 2 pieces remaining. And TP, actually from the, I believe that's Lost, TPing in Fox Academy with that control ward that Panda put down earlier, looking to take a very early and aggressive card Drake.
I dig it. If you're going to TP bottom lane, why not TP to the dragon to help out your laner first? It's like when we had the Scuttle Crab meta, and laners would TP to the Scuttle Crab wards just to help out their junglers a little bit more.
It's better than most bot laner TPs I see, so I'll buy it there. It's Lost able to help out and let Panda get that first Drake. Maxi now level 6 though, has taken the red buff for the second time. Which is certainly where we can look to see Sejuani have a bit more impact in some of these lanes, but not exactly sure where the best lane is to go. Bottom lane looking somewhat enticing.
Mid lane is possible because Corki does not have cleanse, and if you can get all your spell rotations down between yourself and Vladimir as Sejuani, you do have enough damage to take him down. But Yasui is anticipating that, so he's itemized properly with the Hex Drinker. So if you look at it from that perspective, you're not going top because Lorlo is kind of winning this lane. He's definitely winning the lane. And he's got oranges.
Yeah.
And then bottom lane, you've got a Tahm Kench that also has an exhaust, so it's even harder to take him down. So there's not a lot of plays to go after here. So I really think that Maxi has to find the angle onto the mid lane, because if Strompice gets ahead, yeah, this is going to be really easy for him, because there's not a lot of CC on the side of FlyQuest. Sorry, Fox, because Vladimir's worst enemy is just crowd control. Can you get him CC'd, and does he have to use his pool to dodge out of any oncoming danger? But if there isn't, which there really is just Jarvan and the third lick of Tahm Kench, then he's going to be in a really great spot to run straight at Fox's team, use all his spells, pool under them, and continue to do so.
So he's still farming up a Storm. Actually has a decent CS lead there in mid. It's almost 15 right now. And goes back and gets his first part of the Triforce, which is going to be his own Sheen here. But did take the pit stop at the Hex Drinker just to have some safety. Bottom lane nice and even, which I think is where we expected. And Lolo continuing to hold his lead of about a wave still. Engo is building in towards his first item here. Kind of curious to see where he wants to go with item number 1. Have a lot of different options with Gnar. You generally want at least one damage item, or one laning item to kind of help you out.
Yeah, Panda is in the area, but so is Maxi. But this is FlyQuest being outnumbered. You've got a Gangplank ultimate to account for it.
Hopefully they account for it then. Ulti there from Engo. Was running out of Mega Form anyway, so go ahead and use that. Nice order there from Engo on the barrel to prevent Lolo from kind of cashing in with all those caster creeps. And I'm actually going to spot this ward out that Fox had put down. Plate gold there for Lost and Phil isn't bad. Eri actually taking a big chunk of damage from a Boomerang Blade. But with Maxi here, no real threat in general from the Tahm Kench Sivir. Just continuing to push the lane in and try and collect gold and collect plates. Actually up a pretty nice amount of CS right now, thanks to all the pressure they were able to exert.
Ooh, that's a big deal, actually, taking those 2 tower shots. That pretty much was the entire lead that Laws had.
Kind of messes up the opportunity to get more damage done for the plates, so we'll not be collecting just yet, but again, with Maxi not really being able to find too many good ways to start off a fight here with the Tahm Kench having Devour up and both of them having Flash. Kind of the expected slowness is playing out here in this early game.
Talk about molasses.
But I mean, Fox are up 1,000 gold and a Cloud Drake with nothing really happening, so they'll be very happy with where they're sitting right now. I mean, yes, the Klepto from the Corki and GP are printing a bit of extra money that maybe wouldn't be there, but you can still see just based on farm, they are ahead in almost all their lanes. Panda going to try and check in. Ooh, Smite goes over to Maxi, but Panda going to start the fight off. Here's Yasui. Good ult there from the Sejuani, but into the Cataclysm they go, and that's first blood to the Jarvan.
He had his flash, but he didn't want to burn it.
Not flashing away from much, it feels like. Did get the Roof Herald though, and managed to secure the eye before going down, but pretty hefty cost there as he does get first blooded as a result. JJ with the door up, moving in towards Lost, trying to do some harassment in the 1v2, but actually JJ maybe going to get himself stunned up by the TK.
The minions.
Wants to burn the Glacial Fissure. Eri though looking to try and find that last auto. True Top Barrage does not work out. Stopwatch there onto Phil, who pops into the shield form. A nice ult there from Lawler is going to mean that's the Devour, and that's the kill. But Eri, maybe they're going to turn it back around. A stopwatch of his own, but Eri with perfect timing just smashes him with that Q.
That was a fight that I think both bottom laners can look back and think, there was a way for us to win this 2-0. Not there. We don't want to see that.
Oh no, yep. Have to think that if that's what's happening, Lost is dead. A premonition as Eri gets himself a solo kill and Lost. A very silly mistake.
Yeah, that was a bit unnecessary, and it's going to be compounded further as this is an entire about 3 plates. Gonna go over all the way to Airy because there's another wave that's gonna be crashing. And by the time that Lost channels that teleport, it's just not gonna matter. The damage is done. This is one bad Ezreal.
Yeah, huge amount of plate gold given over. Lost forced to burn the TP to come back down. And that CS lead he had, on that gold lead he might have held, just evaporates. Mary's nice little snipe. Panda though, still playing proactively here with Phil to try and make sure the Scuttle Crab is theirs. They will take it, and Lost is at least counter-pushing fairly aggressively here and trying to get some plate gold back, but Airy commits his TP. He's actually up almost with the 2 items kind of done. Manamune finished. Iceborne Gauntlet not far away. Ezreal catapults ahead there in gold.
Here we go. The play we wanted to see. Look at the minion wave. That's a big deal. They're all hitting Lost. He's basically dead from minions, so there was just no chance of fighting that. The GP ultimate does kind of whiff as JJ walks away, and Phil decides, you know what? Let's just get our kill right now. There's no point buying more time. Was there an opportunity to flash out? Nope, there was not, because like you said, Airy timed that spell frame perfect.
Yeah, one of the best anti-stasis shots I've seen. Panda and Maxi doing battle, Cataclysm pop, but goodbye. Airy continuing to rack up kills here. Drake gonna go over by the looks of things. Maxi with no smite, but he does still get the Drake. Now JJ forced to run away. Q flashes. Now TP in from FlyQuest. Engo gonna come down, try and win the back end of the fight. Lolo roamed down himself. Did not have TP or ulti, so had to walk.
Yeah, very late TP.
Thankfully for Fox, couldn't lose anything else other than the Drake and that kill onto Panda. Yasui still trying to do battle here with Strompest. Actually up a pretty significant amount of gold, up over 1,000 in his 1v1, but let's take a look down on the Airy side there for FlyQuest Academy. He's up a pretty significant amount as well. What's that, 15, 1,700? Again, not good at maths. But a lot of gold is what we'll call it.
Well, it's manifested into a 300 bounty. And this is the second time that this composition actually goes up against the ROM, and specifically Sivir. The really high value that ROM gets from being against Sivir is that not only do you block her boomerang, you block the subsequent ricochets. Meaning that her wave clear, the reason why you picked her in the first place, or at least half of it, is completely mitigated. So you see that JJ times his shields with the boomerangs coming out every single time out of Lost to make sure that the wave clear is not there, that it crashes to the turret so that Ezreal can get those autos in.
2 items done now as well. For Airy, nice barrel chain there from Lolo, getting most of that wave down.
That's shockingly difficult to do.
Yeah, it feels impossible. I don't understand how to play Gangplank.
You know, you just play a single barrel Gangplank, right? You don't bother chaining two, just do one.
I'm mono gun Gangplank. No barrels needed. Just shoot him. Just hit him with the parlay over and over again. And Lolo, certainly a champion he was pretty comfortable on. Looking good right now, building quickly towards that Triforce. Yasui also has finished his Triforce thanks to the Klepto and a strong amount of farming from him. So given their loss is a bit behind here, Airy has finished his Iceborne. Lolo and Yasui ready to pick up some of the slack as the other damage dealers on Fox Academy. Crumbs loves to see it.
Oh yeah.
Having the backup damage dealers.
Absolutely. The more damage, the better.
I'm inclined to agree.
Death is the hardest CC.
We've actually had a lane swap situation here with the Essence Reaver done, trying to leverage the wave clear portion of the Sivir that you alluded to, Crumbs, but JJ trying to shut that down. Nice spell shield there from Lost. Gets a bit of mana back there off Winter's Bite. Yasui also playing aggressive, got the package ready to go. Actually about to run out, so I think something special might happen. No, time's out, never mind. Has Panda behind him just to make sure, but Maxi was also down there, sensing that something might have been happening to the Vlad. Maybe we could find a play here with early roam up from Yasui and Panda.
He used his spell shield, so if there was ever an opportunity, that was it. It's just a matter of Phil being also involved in that, because the TK can always eat the Sivir out.
Yeah, Lolo was ulti as well, so I'm a little surprised they didn't go a bit harder for that play. But I'll actually just call Yasui back down to the bottom lane. Still collect the rest of that farm, and now a 3v3. Panda almost gets himself stunned by Sejuani Permafrost. Maxi continuing to juke around, dodges the tongue there out of Phil. Yusui again, trying to force off this Vlad with the Triforce completed. Feeling very strong in the 1v1. Strompest maybe forced to pull. Nice proto belt, but has to keep dodging out of the way. Yusui with the rocket. Can he time it? Flash auto. That's enough. Yusui with a solo kill.
That was so greedy out of Strompest, using that proto belt in the other direction. Why not juke to the left, back to your tower, or go back to use the ultimate to try to heal a little bit? Instead, he pays for his troubles and then goes down, and there's just no chance of fighting that Corki 1v1. Not now, not ever. That's a Hex Drinker on him.
Yeah, Yusui kind of does it the easy way, just flash autos instead of trying to line up a rocket, and he's able to get the nice kill and actually take a good chunk of damage from the tower as well. FlyQuest, though, up in turret so far. They took the bot. Engo actually has turned the matchup back around now that the Black Cleaver has finished and has gotten ahead in CS and in towers. Able to take the top outer for himself. But still, the scaling there for Fox Academy. Yusui already showing that he's at a pretty strong point for himself.
What is that new Ezreal skin?
I think that's Battle Academia.
Really?
All the rage these days, Crumbs.
I thought I saw it because he looks like he's made out of electricity.
I'm not entirely sure on the lore. It does look very cool. But I have noticed a lot of that skin going around. Not surprising. Ezreal skins tend to be quite popular. It's almost like we keep making them for a reason.
Oh yeah, no, it definitely is Academia.
Yeah. My Battle Academia. Anyway, JJ and Eri back in the mid lane and go roaming down. Again with that cleaver done. See where he goes off for the next item point, but there is a Drake up ready for the taking.
What's the name of that anime? Academia something.
It's My Hero Academia.
My Hero Academia. So basically it's that.
Don't look at me.
I've never heard the words academia anywhere else besides that anime
and like
League of Legends skin.
And actual academic context.
And actual academic, very, you know, intense literary, like, I think it's Latin or something, academia.
I'm just gonna throw some boulders. Had the ulti, but guess no real need to use it here. Was gonna pop back in a mini form anyway. Yusui actually gonna cause maybe more problems for Engo actually with that. With the 2-level lead he has on both solo laners, I'm gonna say absolutely gonna cause a problem even for this Gnar. Yusui kind of all the power right now for Fox Academy. Can maybe say a similar story right now for Eri. But the game has kind of continued its relatively slow pace. Almost 20 minutes through. We've had 3 Cloud Drakes as well. We'll mix things up for the Mountain in 4 minutes time.
Eventually, Lost is going to be part of that power conversation, though. He's sitting at 1 item. Once he completes his second, he's going to be in a much better position to defend these turrets. But you can already see that against Eri, Eri's not capable of getting any turret shots here. Lost is already very strong with the completed Essence Reaver to fill out the mana quota and continue to wave clear.
Actually, that's a Lost chapter as well. So I assume that's going to be eventually an Archangel's.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess Luton's as well. You do see Ezreal's build some, you know, more traditional AP items. Nice champion, lots of good scaling. Lost forced to pop the ulti there as JJ was threatening with the Braum ult. But
I think it's always fun to find new ways to build your champs.
I like it. I mean, we've seen Gunblade from time to time. Seraph back in the day, obviously that doesn't work anymore, so don't worry about that. Strompest smells something is wrong. Yusui and Panda.
But does he? He has no flash.
He definitely knows something, though. Double question mark ping straight in the shrubbery means that he knows, oh, maybe it's too late. Panda looking for the dunk. There it goes. Good proto belt. I did not know that worked. But doesn't matter. Yusui just shoots him down. That was cool, but it doesn't matter.
He knew.
I wish it mattered.
He knew. He's definitely slapping his knee on that one. Like, darn it, I knew it. I should have known. Because that's when you know you're good enough to recognize the situation, but not good enough to convince yourself to believe yourself.
Yeah, it's one thing to, you know, to talk yourself into folding a good hand. It's another to actually go through and fold it. It's tough sometimes, Crumbs. The minions are so delicious. But paid the price there. Yusui showing that auto attacks are a little easier than trying to make some cool outplay, even though Strompest did teach me something I did not know. Yusui is just Really flexing right now in the Earthrider Corki. But the package going to chase down Engo. Nice GP ult. Yasui though with the package can get out. Here's Tom Kench joining Panda. He's looking to try and take down Engo. True Shot Barrage, good amount of damage. Over the top we go into the package. Bidding minute equalizer there onto Maxi and JJ. Strumpus also in the front line, but Lolo a little too low to keep going on the fight. Panda though thinking otherwise, failing the flash. And Eri now on a rampage as a result of that mishap. Yasui still not deterred, maybe should be, given that it's currently a 5v4, actually a 5v3, with Lolo going back to base.
So I believe the word you were looking for there is Valquilizer.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. Even his W, his regular one, is a little Valquilizer.
That's true. It doesn't do nearly as much damage as the package one does.
They're tiers, right? So Valkyrie is tier 1. Tier 2 is his package, and tier 3 is Rumble's.
Yep. Well, I mean, I like the attempt here for Fox, but really nice response here for FlyQuest. And unfortunately for Panda, gets trapped in the wrong spot going too deep on this play.
Yeah, I think once the barrels go in and Lorlo is low enough, you know it's time to back off. There's going to be no more follow-up. Everything has been used. Instead, he continues to push forward and then essentially donates himself away.
I think that flash is what you get when you YouTube insult to injury. Just really rough there for Panda. Not able to make it over that wall. So, I mean, kills staying even. Panda again, undeterred, going to go aggressive onto Engo. Minina very squishy. Frozen Mallet as well. Not that much individual tankiness. They're going to keep going for it though, but Panda may be too far forward again. Pops the stone plate. Here's Maxi. Back we go. Ulti pop there by Lost, but here's Strumpus looking for the flank. Does not connect it. Fox back in the push. I think that might be enough that they can look to take this Mountain Drake for themselves. In fact, Yasui's going to stay to pressure the mid lane and try and make sure they have the inside track.
They will get it. These TPs don't matter. They're going to burn it down very quickly. I think they can get it and get out, but a fight is sure to ensue.
Yeah, JJ going in instead. Oh my goodness, that's all the TPs, Crumbs! You said it earlier, that's a triple TP onto that ward. There's a massive Hemo Flake from Strombass as well. And I take it all back. Fly, they find the play. There's a great ult from Mengo, going to stun up Lost, who gets exploded up against the tree line.
Fox just got outplayed so hard. That's going to be Baron going over to FlyQuest. They're not going to go for the Mountain Dragon. They should go for the Jugular, go for the Baron. And what happened was Fox did not commit to a single objective. Instead of being together and going for the dragons like the call was, you had Yasui being split up, so the teleport was even more impactful, let alone the fact that 3 members were attached to it. Actually, make that 4, because JJ was part of it too. He had a spellbook swap.
Lolo's going to try and finish off the Drake, but Baron over to FlyQuest, starting to look a lot like yesterday, which if you're a FlyQuest fan is great news for you.
Ooh, I cannot wait to see how that went down again, because that was that 4-man TP. JJ's nice, man.
Virtual Vision, nice buffer.
Oh, he's not fine.
Dunkaroonie and Lost going to pick him off. There's enough from the Siva. So a nice exit kill there for Fox, but that's about all the good news they get.
Boy, that was a big turning point. Luckily, they did get that Mountain Dragon, so they do have Baron, Dragon as their next objectives, even pushing down. If they start to win a fight, they'll be able to end in just one push with the Sivir and Corki, but man, giving up a Baron like that is really rough, because now the Vladimir, the Ezreal, they get that much stronger.
Yeah, it felt like they were kind of, you know, getting somewhat smoothly through the mid game here and scaling up. Corki already had a good lead. Lola was doing well. Lost
so let's see what happens, because Yasui was not with the team.
Surprise!
They split up. Instead of finishing the objective and finding a way out, the call is completely disrupted.
And just Vladimir things there for Strumpus. Engo nails Lost with that ulti. And Lola lucky to get out alive. FlyQuest not bothering to chase with the Baron up and still trying to push things down. Haven't got too much ground cover just yet, but still time.
See, my thought process is they're coming in all from one direction, from one angle. Why not use Gangplank barrels to stop them when they TP, finish the dragon, and then if they want to chase you down, well, they can't. You're pretty fast with Sivir. It's really like they're really not going to be able to catch.
The heart of what you're saying, I think, still rings true, Crumbs. Just pick one play.
Yeah,
Don't
always.
pick both. As Lola almost gets clipped by the two-shot barrage. Eri has the Luden's finish and a build toward a Cutlass. Might be building that Gunblade we talked about, but a good ult there from Maxi. Nice devour there from Phil. Panda gonna get spat out. Redemption down. That's offensive though as Max be able to take down Phil. Here's Yasui trying to pick off the stragglers, but gets clipped by too much poke. And look at Eri just unleash the deep assist straight onto Lost. Gets him. Engo able to find the last bit of damage. Eri low, but blocked off by JJ. Going to be forced to flash out, but he does get out safely. Now Engo chasing onto Lawler with the frozen Mallet as FlyQuest just continue to assault the structures here. Eri wants to stick around. He knows it's dangerous, but he's got a build border.
That was pretty beastly played out of FlyQuest, going for a very decisive engage that looked like nobody else was going to go for. And more importantly, Eri got off the play the second that the tower aggro went onto him, because otherwise things would have been a lot different.
And this is kind of what we've come to expect from FlyQuest Academy. You know, a team made up of players that, you know, are young, kind of coming up, but were always so good and coordinated. And this is the kind of play that, again, if you're a fan, you should be very happy to see again.
So this is the point that really matters to me here. When Maxi starts taking the tower aggro and Eri takes his, he gets out right away and then gets a nice little snipe. Almost getting taken down. Very, very nice flash.
Not quite enough damage from Yasui on that crit to take down Eri. And they continue their siege. Baron is starting to drop off. I think it's now off FlyQuest. We're back up in 2 minutes 20. But FlyQuest don't need to really stop sieging. Eri's going to steal the enemy blue buff. And things will continue here as Fox Academy try and defend these tier 2 turrets.
Well, just like in the TSM game, there's always options of winning when you've got a Corki and a Sivir. But now they're going to get caught out. Oh boy, they are so lucky that Engo did not have flash. That would have been a flash Gnar ultimate if I've ever seen one.
For them though, does not happen. This tower though will likely be forfeit. Panda though going to dive in, actually go straight for the Cataclysm and pulls his way out. Really just buying time more than anything else.
But at what cost? Now you don't have Cataclysm, so that tower was already going to be FlyQuest. They're grouping up as 5, and you know, I think this is what a lot of the EU guys keep talking about this fabled new objective side lane.
Oh, Phil knocked up there with the Glacial Fissure. Does go into the shield, but stunned up. Dropping low, but not dead. Hemoflag from Stromfest tags a couple. Engo going to get his way out of there. Panda still chasing. Fox might actually have something here. But again, FlyQuest re-engage. Engo with a good Gnar ult to try and lock down Panda, and he's dead to Stromfest.
There's just not enough damage in Fox right now to burn through what is 4 very tanky characters. You've got 2 Stone Plates, first of all, on the front line. A Braum, then a Vlad that's a pain every single time, no matter what. And then an Ezreal, who's super slippery, has armor to stop a lot of the range targeted or unavoidable damage, such as a GPQ or the Sivir Ws, who also happens to be 6-0 and 5. So it's very hard for Fox Academy right now to do a whole lot before they get some more itemizations. They're going to need 4 items in this case, just because of the tanky boys that exist on Fly Academy.
And when you have 2 Infinity Edge carries and you're telling me that's not enough yet?
Yeah,
that
not
is
enough.
Quite the task for Fox Academy.
So Stone Plates.
Making good work right now. Baron also up in 2 seconds, so FlyQuest positioned once again. If you look at their game yesterday, it was basically one fight. Baron got, and then they won the game from there. So you have to think if they can pick up this second Baron, that they'll be well on their way to sealing up yet another game and taking their first 2-0 week in this split of Academy. Could double their wins in a week, Crumbs.
Damn. That sounds like some great clickbait that would work for all LCS teams. All teams actually double your wins instantly this week. This one trick.
Yeah, it turns out to pick good comps and find good engages. That's the trick to winning games of League of Legends here. I can kind of see why FlyQuest might be a bit reserved. Again, a team that is just kind of slowly clicking, have really taken halfway through the split to kind of get to a point where they now actually look quite good. looking to pick up 2 wins against teams that were coming into the week. We're tied for 4th, I believe. That was a big tie there. And Fox just look a little bit lost. Yasui's strong, but I don't know if they have a way to... Oh, God, get owned. Nice ult there from Enko. Panda gonna still get sniped, and Eri goes godlike, picking up the snipe. Strumpus again with the Hemo Plague, and Eri's just forcing everybody out. Maxi tanking with the Stone Plate, forced to flash away. Strumpus and Lolo still fighting, but the Vitamin is still tanky enough to get out, I think. Still taking damage. No healing reduction just yet, but Lola gonna make it work. 1v1 does go in his favor. Fox Academy able to finally get a kill for themselves.
I love how you're saying that. Get owned.
I mean, when you get flag and dragged by a Nara, sorry, get kicked out of your flag and dragged by a Nara, that's absolutely get owned.
Oh, it's true. Someone had to say it.
And I think for Panda, it's tough. He really is like the one sole proactive button on the Fox Academy side. You said it already, he's really the hardest CC they have. So onus is on him to make stuff work, and he's trying over and over again, but FlyQuest just making his job very difficult.
Well, he's back up, and his atomization is just going towards full tankiness, which is fine. That's what he needs to go for. But we've seen that in one CC that FlyQuest lands on you, the rest get chained, and there's just no chance that you stay alive because Engo's gonna proc his W, you've got Maxi who's hitting you every second with his E, and then Braum, who is probably the most notorious support in the game.
And again, this should be a relatively straightforward ban here for FlyQuest Academy. We'll see if Fox can get in position to try and contest for it. They've used the TP, Lolo has moved back in. Panda is trying to find an angle around the back, but again, a pick on the field would be a nice way to start it off. Glacial Fissure finds 2 carries, actually. But Phil does flash away as a result. Actually just zipped away by the looks of things, because Flash is not available. We get a couple cooldowns. FlyQuest Academy, though, still trying to find a way to crack open this game well and truly.
And they're lucky that FlyQuest Academy does not have a quick Baron comp, nor do they have a Mountain Dragon. So the fact that they were able to secure that Mountain Dragon after that play was a really big deal. Otherwise, FlyQuest should have gotten a Baron like 3 times over so far.
Also, again, FlyQuest are playing slowly, but executing pretty well when they are finally together.
Here we go, though. The DPS is starting to come through. Lox has just completed his first armor penetration build.
Sui also with 4 full items now done with the rapid fire cannon being his 4th. GP also at 3. Lolo, I think, maybe still wants to work on something like an Infinity Edge, but plenty of damage coming out of the FlyQuest comp.
I think we got the damage figured out at this point already, but I wonder what that null magic is going to be, because it looks like Yasui sold the Hex Drinker to get his rapid fire upgrade, but with the Hex Drinker, sorry, null magic in hand.
I may assume QSS at some point, but it is a little odd to say.
No, you're right. I think you hit it right on the money. QSS, definitely.
Deciding he needs power now.
Oh, yeah.
Fox have waited long enough. Now it's just a matter of can they maneuver their damage onto the right targets, and FlyQuest also not short on damage or initiation more than anything else. Engo and Maxi have done a fantastic job all game long, just locking people down and picking off stragglers. JJ as well on the Braum has been really excellent both on offense and defense, and you don't really have the option of doing anything other than all-inning, because Eri will just poke you to death in a matter of seconds if you do not commit for a fight.
This is smart, having Vlad solo the objective while FlyQuest is super pushed, because they only have 1 engage target, so there's almost no chance that Panda is going to go on his own. Now that he used Flag, even less of a chance that Fox looks for a engage now, so FlyQuest can continue to just move towards the Dragon, and I think that by the time they're here, the objective is already there.
And Lolo again going to use that ulti, but Engo just zoning them all after. What a huge amount of CC in that choke point. Panda can't get anywhere near the Elder Dragon, so that's going to go over to FlyQuest. Engo flash ulti finds Phil, but he wallops him as well to try and find the follow-up. They don't get the kill, but they still take the Dragon.
Hey, they got Engo's flash, which is something that might be really valuable because now Nar does not have that ultimate with flash. However, against an Infernal that has 3 stacks, that burn is going to be so filthy. You get hit by one of those Ezreal Qs and you pretty much got to go back to base.
And that's going to make this contest for Baron very tough here for Fox Academy. But not really a lot of good choices for them right now. FlyQuest though with a nice bait here. Fox have no vision right now. Finally trying to finish off this last turret. Yasui will get it done.
Fox Academy does have the onus on Baron no matter what, though. So FlyQuest can't slip up with the control in the mid lane.
TP back from area, I believe. Probably has just finished up an item. Yep. That's full 6 done. He actually has those Zhonya's as his last item. Something we see sometimes on Kai'Sa.
Oh, I want to see Fox just rush it. Just rush it. Do it now.
All right, they're going to listen to you. They'll follow their dreams.
Theirs. You're welcome.
Go straight for the Baron. True Shot Barrage's going to see them. That's a lot of damage as well from this 2.5 AP item Ezreal, but goodbye Baron. Just so much damage from the Fox side, and FlyQuest caught sleeping around the Baron pit.
It's the power of the... Oh!
That's a tilted ulti right there.
Yeah, that's not it.
The frustration ult there from Maxi, it feels like.
That's hoping they based in a bad spot, but nope. They did not. They definitely ran back. Got away with it too, so... 5 Barons now for Fox Academy. The power of the mountain fell in full force.
Still, FlyQuest will get a turret here, so we'll see how much damage Fox Academy can do with this Baron buff. They've been stranded, scrabbling for towers all game long. I think it felt like for almost 30 minutes in this game, it was like 3-0 in turrets for the longest time. So Fox still have a lot of catch-up to do, but their carries are starting to pick up more and more items.
Sivir's got her Mortal Reminder now, so she is basically full build now. She's going to be shooting towards a Maw of Malmortius, but she's already halfway there with that Hexbreaker. So the power is definitely here. Corki is collapsing. It looks like FlyQuest is not sleeping on this play because Engo is about to hit Mega Gnar.
TP from Yasui as well. Wanting to make sure he could join the team. The Crab goes over to FlyQuest, but they're actually... Fox are going to run straight down to the bottom lane here.
There's nobody here to wave through. This is a big wave. It's going to be able to easily transition into that inhibitor turret. Will Ezreal make it in time? He's part of the big wave clear crew.
Also tough for Ezreal against Baron to wave clear sometimes, but looks like they'll have enough right now. Fox not overcommitting to sieging. They know that almost 40 minutes through this game, one bad team fight especially, will end the game.
Well, they're not making the most out of their Baron here now, just basing and bouncing back and forth from one lane to the other. Instead of dividing themselves up and being in multiple lanes, taking advantage of that crazy amount of TPs, they're just going to play it cool, lane up, and hope that your opponents make a mistake.
I mean, they kind of already did around that Baron. Was very surprised to see FlyQuest Academy leave the Baron unattended. But a good play for Fox to take advantage of that. Yasui now well and truly full build, has the Mercurial Scimitar now completed to upgrade that QSS. Lost really just a Hexdrinker upgrade away, but I would say, as you mentioned earlier, basically there at this point. I mean, we look at the gold, it's pretty close between the two. I'd say given where we are in this game, it's even. Just a matter of executing here. We've seen Fox struggle to find good fights for a lot of this game, but that Baron may have turned their fortunes around.
Well, you're not going to find a good fight A-ramming mid. So they need to spread out.
I'll send Lolo down there. Clearly they heard you.
I really can't unsee it at this moment. Once they made that meme, every time I see it, it's like, wait a minute, why is everyone mid?
It's the fastest way to the Nexus, Crumbs. Why aren't you mid?
That's true.
I mean, trying to split up now. Losing don't have all their TPs. Yasui in particular doesn't have his, but he'll continue sieging the side lane here with what little Baron they have left. Panda also looking for some sort of wraparound play here. Fox feeling a little bit disjointed, but Yasui will at least get the tier 2 in top lane.
But they didn't even make a single attempt at autoing an inhibitor turret with this Baron. They crashed the wave bottom, but that was it. Hey, they didn't even crash the tier 2 mid lane with this Baron attempt. This was not a powerful Baron flower.
No, I mean, really just to kind of keep them in the game, it felt like. But now they've evened things back up. We'll have Elder Dragon spawning in 30 seconds. Yusui has the package. I mean, if there's ever a time for Fox to make a proactive play,
This with the package.
this is one. Panda in, Cataclysm. Pops the Stone Plate. Good ult there from Lolo. Panda pretty tanky, but still getting crit by Eri. Not bad, but not great for Fox. Not really able to find a big foothold, but Yusui just blasting Engo with those magical crits.
We got another Infernal coming right up, and now that ultimates are down, we'll see who this benefits the most, because without Sejuani ultimate and Vlad ultimate, it's a pretty big contrast to without Cataclysm and GP ultimate. TP's in, and that's a Mega Gnar, Mini Gnar.
It's Mini, they're going to go straight forward again. Engo forced to go over the wall, but that's enough for Fox to actually use the package and their Sivir ulti. But still the ricochets could come through. Lost in the front side, trying to auto out. JJ puts up the door. Fox are going to start the dragon. They want to force a fight here. Could be risky. Kind of going for the 50-50.
And Mega Gnar is building up, so they've bought enough time that the ultimates have pretty much come back online. That's what FlyQuest is going to continue to do. They got about 10 seconds before Stromfest and Maxi have their ults available, and that's when they'll pull the trigger. Look at Vladimir. He's on the side. They're trying to escort Fox up into the blue buff.
It's a really good flank angle here for Stromfest. Panda, they're also looking for his own angle around the back. Teams are going to go pretty soon here, but Eri spots Panda, going to go in for the 1v1. Actually forced them out. Maxi finds a tag with the Arctic Assault. That's going to be a stun. Panda now caught out again. He tried to make something happen, but Lost is going to try and accompany him out. No such luck, though, as JJ will kill him. And Yusui getting blown up by Stromfest almost, but will live to tell the tale. So that's just one kill over to FlyQuest Academy. Long death timer at this stage of the game.
But without Panda, this dragon belongs to FlyQuest. There's no chance of anybody stealing it. And that's why a champion like Jarvan can't afford to go for those flanks like that when you don't know whether there is vision. When Sejuani can go over the wall and collapse against you, same thing with the answer. And look at that. Is that some sort of academia logo?
I don't know, but they did check the Baron, which is nice and responsible this time around for FlyQuest.
And with the burn, you take this one down.
Maybe Phil will switch to Smite and make some sort of heroic play. Maybe Yusui will steal it with a rocket. They're going to try something here. TP off from Lolo. Good Smite though from Maxi. And no steal, no luck there for Echo Fox. Gonna have to weather the storm once again.
As usual. Well, let's see what FlyQuest can do with the Baron, because the bar has been set at 2 towers. So anything more than that is already an improvement. And Fox, to contrast them, you've got full build carries at this point. You don't need more. You really don't need more damage. There's not more damage available, actually, even if you wanted to. And GP, yeah, he could have one more item, but it's not going to matter that much. You really have what you need. It's a matter of executing on it. It's a matter of Panda not dying before his carries are in a position to deal damage.
And again, it just feels like Fox Academy just don't have a good way to start a team fight. They're kind of at the whim of FlyQuest making a mistake or getting too aggressive with an initiation. FlyQuest are the ones with all the proactive tools, so Panda has to try and find flanks in some ways.
Or just make sure that you punish whoever is caught out by himself, because that's one of the beauties of Jarvan. He's very good at picking somebody off that overextends. So instead of going for the flank, because typically the flank would need a lot of follow-up, specifically AoE follow-up, then go for fighting the front line with your carries. Because remember, at this stage, that Jarvan flag attack speed matters a lot, but the dive is here.
Yeah, Maxi again going big. Stun in the front side there for Panda. Engo looking for the big ulti, but Panda gets out of there for now. Lost, forced to flash away, but he does get out. Now back through the base gate, but they still broke the middle. Inhibitor looking a little low. Lost going to try and get the ricochets out. Lost has to be careful. Pops up the spell shield. Gary will finish off the inhib.
See, that's the kind of engage I'm talking about. Go on the front line. It almost works, but it looks like the stone plate usage out of Maxi was just phenomenal, being so ungodly tanky that between that, Aftershock, and his near 5,000 HP. It's just way too hard to take him down.
Panda in again. Engo low, but still ready with a GA. With FlyQuest not panicking. They're just going to wait for the minions and take down the second inhibitor turret here. Lost no health, forced a reset. That's Fox Academy going to have to run back to the fountain and try again. Yusui with the package, but FlyQuest now can just happily leave.
Is he going to do it?
I mean, they'll chase for a little while, but Yusui knows it's a one-way trip. Not going to take it this time.
Actually, it's two ways, because you can Valkyrie twice with it.
Oh yeah, you're definitely going to get out with the little mini Valkyrie. Guaranteed to get out.
There's a chance. You got a Mercurial to speed you up.
Well, perhaps that's the initiation they're looking for, because I kind of see what you're saying in that, like, yes, the options Fox have are limited, but, like, just press Sivir and GP ult and run. Run at them and try and find a fight, because it does feel like every fight we see, FlyQuest have started it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it's really tough to win games where you don't make the proactive play.
That's a TK value where it's great at peeling, but if you ever need to engage, he's not your guy.
So we also blue pushing right now, which is unfortunately ill-timed as this inhibitor just gets blown through by FlyQuest Academy.
Oh, please don't tell me we're gonna wait for another Baron to end this one.
Surely not. It's still got Elder Dragon. They're gonna have super minions crashing in every wave. I think FlyQuest can just stick around and let the minions do most of the dirty work here. Wave clear's pretty good though. Sivir doing what she can to clear out the waves. But Echo Fox Academy running out of things to defend. Only their Nexus and its two turrets standing right now. Here we go. Maxi again looking in. What a great no-scope there on the Lost, who gets devoured up by Phil, but he's forced back there. It's a shutdown by Strumpist. And that looks to be all she right here. Fox gonna lose a carry. A double kill there for the Vladimir. Into stasis people go. Engo again gonna just zone out Panda. Nice wallop there. Finds the ulti, gets two. A triple kill there for the Vlad. Maybe a Penta being lined up now for Strumpest, but I think FlyQuest will be happy with the Nexus instead. It's been a battle for them all week long, but they will finish the week 2-0.
Wow, what a turnaround for FlyQuest now. That's the morale boost they were needing. With a new support too, JJ being involved, no longer with Deed there, so it looks like this team is finally coming together, really figuring out what they need to do.
Yeah, he played with them, I think, the week before, but they definitely look still disjointed. I feel like now they're finally starting to find their footing. If nothing else, I have to credit the FlyQuest in their 2 wins this week have looked a lot more together as a team, which is kind of the one thing we were asking for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is a team that when you're struggling, it doesn't matter how long it takes. You just really need that win, even if it's going to be 50 minutes.
And the game was close until FlyQuest win a fight around the 24-minute mark. We'll take a look at the replay again. FlyQuest games maybe a little slow, but at least they picked their spots well.
And this was a very decisive call out of them, which was what prompted this fight. It was a 4-man teleport into a single ward. You can do 4-man because the support had Spellbook swapping off to the teleport, which then led them to that Baron play, which is that little red fuzzy thing.
Look at these pokey marksmen, both Ezreal and Corki putting in unreal damage numbers in that game. But at the end of the day, it's the Nexus that counts. I feel like FlyQuest, if they hadn't lost that second Baron kind of, not randomly, but just like
it was a
recklessly,
freebie.
like lazily, yeah. Right? I think the game would have been a little bit shorter, but I feel like they're like, oh no, we threw things away. Like, we lost our lead. They're catching up. They have all these carries. I did feel like FlyQuest played maybe a little slower than they needed to, but again, when you've been losing almost every game and you're on the cusp of your first 2-0 week of the split, can't really blame you for playing that one carefully.
On the flip side, I think that if Fox would have been able to use that that Baron to great effect, it would have gone really great for them, because that Baron play is just huge. The fact that you only got 2 towers at it, that's really not a good Baron power play.
All right, well, to hear more about the victory, I'd like to welcome Strumpist to the broadcast via Discord. Hey, man, how you doing?
Hey, doing good.
Hey, man, did you get a chance to go to the restroom? That was a long one.
Yeah, went before and after the game.
Oh.
Yeah, so, I mean, That was quite the long game, but the first 2-0 week for FlyQuest so far in Academy. How are you feeling kind of at the end of a very long set of games, but a 2-0 for your team?
I'm feeling pretty relieved. I'm pretty good. I'm happy about the victory, of course. But there's still a long way to playoffs. We have to win a lot, you know?
Now, if you had one magic genie appears, you got one wish to improve upon your team.
Such a crumbs question.
What is it? What do you choose? Like, I would like for my team and myself, yourself or the team, it doesn't matter what it is. What is it that FlyQuest Academy needs to do to be a top contender in the Academy playoffs?
Not entirely sure. I think we're doing pretty well. Like, the atmosphere is pretty good compared to like the first couple of weeks, and we've been improving a lot and we've been communicating a lot. One thing is to just be on the same page at all times. I think that's what we need. I think that's the most important thing for our success.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's how you achieve the sum greater than its parts.
Definitely feels like overall, FlyQuest Academy looking a lot more coordinated. I have to ask you, how are you feeling about your individual play? Because I think this week you really stepped up for the team. I know you've played kind of in competitive League of Legends in a lot of different avenues for quite a while, but if I recall correctly, you have not been back to Academy in a while, and now joining FlyQuest this split as their new mid laner and having, in my opinion, 2 really great games. How are you feeling personally about your performances?
Personally, I feel like there's still a lot of things I can improve on, like my comms, being on the same page, just being in sync, and then also my laning as well. A couple of times I just go down CS, but it's mostly me outplaying myself for the most part. But my trading, I think, is pretty good.
Well, I think so far so good. Congratulations so much on the win today, and of course the 2-0 week for FlyQuest. Thanks for being on the broadcast.
Bye-bye.
All right, we've got one more game coming up, Crumbs. After the break, a Magic Genie will give us Clutch Gaming, taking on Counter Logic Gaming Academy.
I used my wish for that?
Stopwatch there onto Phil, who pops into the shield form. A nice ult there from Lawler is going to mean that's the Devour, and that's the kill. But Eri, maybe they're going to turn it back around. A stopwatch of his own, but Eri with perfect timing. Has to keep dodging out of the way. Yasui with a rocket, can he time it? Flash auto, that's enough. Yasui with a solo kill. It's a triple TP onto that ward. There's a massive Hemo Flake from Strombass as well. And I take it all back. Fly, they find the play. There's a great ult from Engo, gonna stun up Lost, who gets exploded into stasis. People go. Engo again, gonna just zone out Panda. Nice wallop there, finds the ulti, gets 2. A triple kill there for the Vlad. Maybe a Penta being lined up now for Strombass, but I think FlyQuest will be happy with the Nexus instead.